Hi y'all, welcome back for another collective message of what you need to know right now. We're going to be going over the weekly energies, but as always, we're going to cleanse and set the space. Call in spirit, you know the drill, I hope everybody's been well and had a really good weekend. Hi Isabel, what's going on, love? Hi Tess. And I apologize about being late. I was supposed to be here way earlier than this, but I was having some connection issues. And y'all, it is cold. I don't know how many layers I got going on. I think I got like 4 different layers of clothing on right now. Hi, Miss Phoenix. Hi, Eli. Hi, Jane. Welcome, y'all. All right, cleanse your energy. Good juju for you. Cleanse my energy. Glad you're safe too. Yeah. Luckily, we didn't get any of the snow. Not right, we just missed all the snow. And we didn't get as much ice as we thought we were going to get down here. But I know there's a lot of other places that are they got it rough. It's just cold. For no reason cold. Seems like. Protect your energy. Hello, gorgeous. Got my rework as always spot on. I'm so glad. Good day. It's stinking hot here. Is it really? Is it hot there? I guess it would be. Protect my energy. It's just one of the things, y'all. Y'all gotta remember, I'm in the South. And I'm like Jane, okay? I like it when it's hot and muggy. Even when I'm complaining about it, I'd much rather it be hot and muggy than cold. And us Mississippians down here, we don't know what to do with all this weather. It's not like it's never been this cold before. It just doesn't happen very often, and not this long. I'm like, where's the warmth of the sun? Anyway, okay, let's talk about what's going on, y'all. Oh, you're reading the reading that you got? Yes, thank you so much for getting a private reading, Isabel. You're in North Texas, and yeah, y'all did get it all, didn't you? Y'all did get it all. Okay, so the biggest thing that it is that we're going to talk about as far as transits go is we're going to talk about Neptune moving into Aries. Okay, I know I just kind of hopped into this, but I'm behind and I'm trying to get this out to y'all. And then we'll pull some cards after I get done with the astrology aspect of this. So when Neptune entering Aries is ending a 165-year cycle. It's also ending a 14-year-old cycle. So this is a big one that we're feeling collectively. And when Neptune is entering Aries, this marks one of the most collective generational shifts that we're going to experience in astrology. Think about it. Aries is the beginning of the Zodiac, okay? And this is where Neptune has just moved into. And it's like a civilization reset. Think about like how we've been operating over the last 165 years. You know, there's a lot. So where Neptune dissolves, Aries ignites. Where Neptune dreams, Aries acts. And together they awaken spiritual warriors, visionary leaders, and both bold new identities. And it's asking this really powerful question. Who are you when the illusions fall away? And what are you willing to fight for? So here are some core themes that we could be feeling with this transit. Spiritual courage and identity rebirth. Warriors of truth, not escapism. Sacred anger being reclaimed. The end of passive spirituality. And new leaders, pioneers, and movements. You're going to be seeing this collectively a lot with these new types of leaders. New leadership. New paths that are opening. That are being, it's almost like levels being unlocked. That's what I just saw in my head. Neptune dissolves old belief systems around who we are, and Aries rebuilds identity from instinct, authenticity, and fire. So this is the era of spiritual leaders who act, creators who embody their message, people who stop waiting for permission. Think about that Aries energy, right? This is what am I trying to say? It initiates, right? Aries is a cardinal sign, so it initiates things, and it's fire, so it initiates that bold action. Shadow side to watch for: false prophets, ego-driven spirituality, spiritual bypassing disguised as confidence, and identity confusion if boundaries are not clear. So it's very important for us to embody truth with this transit. Okay, so here's just a brief little for each of the signs. Okay, here's a little summary of how this may affect you or in your chart, these places. Okay, so for Aries, identity rebirth. You're dissolving who you thought you were and stepping into a more spiritual, intuitive version of yourself. Your confidence now comes from soul alignment and not force. Lead with purpose, not with ego. Hi, y'all. How you doing? Welcome. Hi, Berta. Hi, Ethan. What's going on, y'all? For Taurus, your inner world is transforming. So old fears, subconscious patterns, and ancestral wounds rise for healing. You're learning that rest, intuition, and surrender are just as powerful as effort is. For Gemini, your dreams get bigger and more aligned. Friendships, communities, and future visions dissolve and reform. You're being called to speak for something larger than yourself. For Cancer, your public role and career identity soften and shift. You may feel unclear about direction, but trust this. You're being guided towards soul-led leadership and not survival-driven ambition. For Leo, your beliefs, spirituality, and worldview expand rapidly. You're awakening to a higher calling. Teacher, guide, storyteller, or leader of faith, travel, publishing, and spiritual study are favored during this time. Virgo, deep emotional and energetic purging, power dynamics, intimacy, money, and trust are being redefined. This is a soul-deep initiation into sovereignty and energetic boundaries. For Libra, relationships transform radically. Old romantic illusions dissolve. You're no longer available for imbalance. You want spiritual alignment, honesty, and a shared purpose. For Scorpio, your daily life, health, and work routine shift. You're learning to honor your energy levels and intuition. Hustle culture dissolves and sacred service replaces burnout. Sagittarius, creative and romantic awakening. Your joy becomes spiritual again. Love, pleasure, and self-expression are infused with soul. This is a fertile time for art, passion projects, and divine romance. For Capricorn, family patterns, ancestral wounds, and emotional foundations dissolve for healing. You're rebuilding safety from the inside out, not through control, but through emotional truth. Aquarius, your voice becomes spiritual weaponry. Communication, teaching, writing, and social media take on a whole new meaning. Speak with intention. Your words carry a lot of influence now. Pisces, money, values, and self-worth are redefined. You're learning that abundance flows when you honor your spiritual worth, not when you sacrifice yourself. So, Neptune in Aries is the rise of a conscious warrior. This is not about escaping the world. It's about showing up fully awake. And you're not here to dissolve into nothing. You are here to ignite truth. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. If you've joined, if I missed you, I apologize. I'm going to ring the bell for y'all. Thanks for the love. Send all that love and light back to you times 10. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to pull some cards on this? Let's see. Where are we going? Do I even have that deck out here? Hold on, y'all. Yeah, we're going to pull from this one. Okay. Best and highest messages here. How y'all doing? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear regarding this Neptune and Aries transit? All right, Spirit. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? This is a big one, right? This whole transit is about really embracing this action for authenticity. You know, moving and creating in authenticity. So if you knew that you were to be supported, no matter what it was that you were choosing to do. So you were going to overcome the obstacle. You were going to overcome all the hate, the slander, the challenges that it is that you face along the way, whatever that may be. What would you be doing? What would you be creating? Hi, Anthony. I found something in my house, which is not mine. I don't know how it came there. I don't know what to do with it, but somebody came in my house uninvited. Tess. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that one and just let me get through this reading and we'll talk about that stuff. That's interesting. We have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So also when we talk about astrology, we talk about other things too. Like, You know, I'm getting like, you know, in grade school where they taught you nothing can be created nor destroyed. Things are just recycled, you know. So this kind of pertains to like that kind of way of thinking, right? So like maybe a little bit of reincarnation, but even in astrology, we talk about it in that sense, right? Past lives. So whatever it is, like a south node. So you are here embarking on this journey, but this is something that you've trained for, okay? It's destined, it's fated, if that makes sense. Like it's already, it was already planned out. So there's something here that you've been training for quite some time. We have starseed, what lights you up. So it's very important for you to be taking action and creating with energies that have you inspired, that keep you motivated, you know? And I'm kind of getting that. So when they talk about mindset and manifestation and going after certain goals and aspirations, they say to surround yourself with 5 people, or you become the 5 people that it is that you surround yourself with, right? So that's a question that it is, I feel that we need to be asking ourselves during this time with this transit is, are the people that are surrounding us the most, that we're spending the most time with, are they helping us stay inspired and motivated to take action towards what lights us up, you know? Or are we surrounding ourselves and spending time with people that are draining and have us in an energy of doubting, right? So that's what's kind of coming to me intuitively. Our connections and people. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Also, not necessarily having to have the whole entire map seen just yet. You know, you don't have to know exactly how you're going to get from point A to point B. You know, you just have an idea of how you're going to do it. It doesn't have to, you know, you don't have to know every single move and pivot just in this moment. Start anyway. Right? Start creating whatever anyway. All right. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader that you wish you had. I think I just posted a reading that was similar to that. I think the whole reading was basically about you were meant to forge, not follow. But that's kind of coming out here too. You know, this Aries energy is like I said, it's all about leadership. Aries, whether everybody's got Aries in their chart somewhere. But for this transit, collectively, that's what it is that we're feeling, right? Is taking leadership, taking action, not needing permission to create whatever said thing is, you know, just create it, just go, because it's authentic, right? When you just move and you don't have to have all these rules and regulations or judgments or criticisms, you know, you just freely create, and that's okay. That's beautiful. What else is here? Give me a few more. Best and highest messages here. Hi, yo, dang. Fire, fire, fire. Send all that love and light back to you times 10. Hi, Araceli. Hi, Pamela. Welcome, y'all. It already happened. Hi, Pamela. I hope you're staying safe in the horrible weather. Girl. Yes, we're safe. Everybody's safe here. It's just cold. It's so cold. I mean, just running from the carport from here to the main house, it's like I start shivering, y'all, like crazy. It takes me like 30 minutes to get warmed up just to run from one here to over there. Aspects of physical self and non-physical. Okay, yeah, kind of like the law of assumption. Hi, Third Eye. How you doing, Third Eye? I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for being here. Hi, darling. How you doing, Araceli? Hola. She's like, stay warm. That's what I was telling y'all. I'm trying to stay warm. I got like 4 different layers. Because it's cold in this room too and the heater's on. Anyway, okay, let me pull a couple more cards. What else do we need to know about this Neptune and Aries transit? By the way, if y'all are just popping in and you missed it, I did give like a little brief summary of all the zodiacs and how this is going to affect that. Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Y'all, if you've ever listened to Joe Dispenza talk about the power of thought, it is incredible how you can literally change things at a cellular level, which they're changing anyway. You know, and that's another one that you may want to watch. Both, I think Joe Dispenza's on the Gaia channel. I'm not 100%. But I know that there's a movie called E-Motion, like E.Motion. Like there's like the little dot there. That's a really good one to watch. And it discusses about how certain emotions getting trapped in the body create certain diseases. So I think even one of them was grief can cause lung cancer. Being emasculated can cause prostate cancer. You know, it goes to, I'm not a doctor, by the way. I'm here for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. But that may be one that you want to check out. That's a really good one. But anyway, yes, things are changing at a cellular level. So deep healing is going on. Star Keeper, cosmic ancestors see the light by staying grounded. Okay? Being grounded is important because it helps us regulate. So that is one shadow of Aries energy, that impulsivity. Right? Aries energy, like if you've ever had that thought to just buy the plane ticket today, just to go with it, you know, that can be some Aries energy. And sometimes that can be a shadow, you know. So it's important for you to be grounded so that you're secure in the actions that you're taking, that they're going to build stability for you in the long run. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Imrama is literally Celtic for the soul's journey. And what I think of when I get this card is, you see this person standing here? I feel like they're just waiting on a boat. And they're going to hop in that boat and they're going to sail off to where it is that they feel their soul journey is leading them to. You know, what does that look like for you? That was you, and all you were waiting on is your boat to arrive. Where would you be going to? Where's it taking you? And then Pleiades, double mission, channeling, and uplifting humanity. I know if you resonate with anything that it is that I say, okay, more than likely, you're a healer. And healers have a double mission. Okay, we don't actually do the healing work for other people. We aid, guide, and support others in their healing by being empowered, by showing them that it's possible, by healing ourselves and being passionate about that. You know, so there is a double mission here for a lot of us, where through our own healing and our own gaining our own personal sovereignty and finding empowerment in that and sharing it with other people, it's like a domino effect. So not only did you create space for you to heal, you help others do that as well. Hi Mo and Jim, how you doing, love? Miss Phoenix, I'm living with that and it sucks. I should have just beat some bitches with a bat. That would have been a lot healthier. Miss Phoenix, no, we can't be beating nobody with bats, no. But I'm picking up what you're throwing down. That's why we need the need to stay grounded, okay? Emotional regulation. Oh, funny. That would have been me probably about 25 years ago. I would have been the chick with the bat running after you down the street. Which that really did happen, by the way. Is it story time? I'm the older sister. I have a brother. He's younger than me. But he's a foot taller than I am. Well, probably more like 11 inches to be exact. Yeah, probably 11, almost 11, 12, maybe even 13. He's probably 13 inches taller than I am, okay? So he's my little big brother. But just because I'm smaller than him did not take away that, like, necessity to protect him, right? Because I'm the oldest. So there was this kid that was picking on him real bad. And I heard about it. So one day after school, I decided to wait on the school bus. And I waited on my brother and this kid to get off the school bus. And I was waiting with the baseball bat right there on the porch. And let me tell you, when this kid walked off the bus, and I knew he don't live in our neighborhood. He lived in the neighborhood across the street. So he wasn't even supposed to be there. Y'all, I was hauling ass. I was ready to swing. Now, I never actually swung the bat. I just talked a bunch of shit. I never had to swing it. But, yeah, there's my little story. That's the nice messages here. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? God, it's a firecracker. I don't know if y'all feel that way about your siblings, though. It's just one of them things, like, not my brother. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So there's confirmation that you were never alone, even when you feel like you're alone. Y'all, and I've been talking a lot about that lately. Especially, like, with, like, my one-on-ones. There's a lot of times on this path, the spiritual path that it is that we're on, that we can feel incredibly alone. It's hard to find people to connect to. It's difficult to find others that understand the complexity of what it is that we go through, the experiences that is that we're having, especially if you've had a spiritual awakening or you're going through a spiritual awakening phase, you know? So there's confirmation that you're not alone. You have more support than you think you do, or that you feel you do. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. That's confirmation for you as well. You're already on the path to success. What's in front of you, right? Where is it that you can omit things that you already know are going to cause some sort of upheaval or chaos or conflict, you know? But you're exactly where you're meant to be when you're meant to be there. 21:21 on the clock, 3-3, mirrored numbers. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Are you being authentic? Are you being brave enough to be authentic, to even give yourself permission to go for it, right? Because we just talked about that. You don't need anybody's permission. You're the authority. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid transmission, and activated. A lot of you may be going through like a state of activation. Some of y'all may actually work with crystals and crystal grids. Can somebody read auras? I don't know. That might be for somebody. I'm getting something specifically like about auras. Like it's almost like the colors are changing behind me. I don't know. I don't know if you do that like as a profession, or if that's something that maybe you're building on it. Something about whoever can read auras. There's like a message that's trying to come through for you. Give me a few more. Lost land, soul memory gifts. You've done this before. That's twice. Something about doing something that you already did before. Or being like doing it already. You're already in the field that you're supposed to be in, the industry, the niche. Or you're already taking actions towards something that it's new, but it's not. I don't know. That's weird. Give me a few more here. Oh, maybe I need to ring the bell. Star brothers, Aries energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. So there's some protection energy coming out here too. But it's okay for you to be loyal to yourself. It's okay for you to be loyal to and have passion for a purpose. It's like the fourth time I've seen hawks today too. So something significant about hawks. I don't know who that's for, who that's about. I'm sorry. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. So yeah, we have this also, this energy of forgiveness coming through. And the double mission at the bottom of the deck again. Serve the world by being you. Being authentically you. That's how you serve the world best. It's being true to yourself. Being in alignment with your own. Oh wait, one more. Lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Yes, and we're definitely doing that, right? We already talked about that. Yes, auras, like your energy field and the color that it is. Hi, artist. I've applied for a job and they gave it to no one. It's being re-advertised. Should I try again? Do you want to get in line for a reading? All right, let's pull some tarot real quick, y'all. Let me use this one. We'll use this Golden Nouveau Tarot. Best and highest messages here, Spirit. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? There's a message that's like, I don't know if somebody's like disregarding it or, but it's like, there's something that it is that you're already set up to do, or you can already do it. It's already started. Or you planted the seeds or something like that. I don't know. It's like spirits want you to keep going. Don't stop. Maybe you're the first one to do this, or you feel like you're the first one to like get this started or to do something like this, but that's null and void. That's irrelevant. It has to be you. It has to be this thing, and you're supposed to be doing it. I don't know, y'all. That's bugging me. It's like you'll get that feeling where you're like forgetting something, like you're leaving the house and you're forgetting something and you can't figure out like what it is. I don't know. It feels like that. Weird. Anyway, moving on. Best and highest message here. It's going to keep me up all night. Best and highest messages here, Spirit. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? All right. Where's the collective energy at? The Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Accomplished here. Okay, so this is where you're really honoring everything that it is, all the different skill sets that it is that you've earned up into this point. You know, we start off with the Page of Pentacles when it comes to the Pentacles suit, right? This is like the beginning of it. Here we are at the Nine of Pentacles. So this is all the different skill sets that it is that you have, you know? All the accomplishments that it is that you've gained. All the experience and the knowledge that it is that you have. And you're applying it to your life. And by applying it, that's what you're doing. You're letting go of the burdens, the responsibilities that are not yours to carry. Some of that's emotional. Some of that's actual physical actions being taken. For some of you, it's both. You're putting yourself first is what I just heard. Something about putting yourself first. Even if that's like a dream, okay? Even if that's telling somebody else, no, I have to work on this. Or no, I don't want to. I want to work on this. Give me another one, Spirit. What's the situation? Whew! The Magician, the Ace of Wands, Temperance, the Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. Okay. See where you can see him there. There we go. Okay. So the situation is you're manifesting by taking the resources that you have at your fingertips, okay? Your insight, your knowledge, your wisdom, your intuition, your passion, your capabilities of actually like moving here in the physical, and what anything that it is that you can invest into said thing. And it's giving you a passionate new beginning here, Ace of Wands, okay? This is where this is the big, like you are creating situations where you are forging your way through something, okay? Or forging a path here. There's a lot of higher knowledge and higher wisdom that's being highly aspected here as well. A lot of this like blending and balancing, right? So this is where you've learned when to pause, when to observe, when to get quiet, or when to stop and rest, and when it's time to take this action, when it's time to implement. I just heard implement things, implement it. You're no longer entertaining things that sabotage your success, sabotage your growth and expansion here. Sometimes that comes from self, or we naysay, or we get caught up in stress, self-doubt, where we don't have boundaries, where we're not saying no and we're saying yes when we should be saying no. Okay. This could be from external circumstances as well, where other people and situations are sabotaging things. Okay. You're not allowing that. Not in this season. This season is all about aspecting what's true by walking in truth, by embodying it, by being it, right? I just heard you all the crown. Be the crown, you all the crown. Authenticity here, right? So you're not letting things jeopardize that. Okay, you're not conforming to other people because it makes them feel better, because it's more comfortable for other people. F that. You're manifesting big things here. If they uncomfortable, they can go over there. Right? That's their choice to be in your energy anyway. If they're, you know what it is I'm saying. I don't feel like you're going up to people and just interjecting yourself into their energy and making them see it your way and trying to conform. You're over here busy creating in your own little world. You telling people trying to interject themselves into your energy, you can go over there, boo-boo. Until you can get with it, you got to go over there. Because I'm building big things over here. So you're not allowing people or other situations to sabotage what it is that you got going on. And a lot about letting go of the past. Not only letting go of the past, letting go of allowing other people to narrate you and your story. Because I'm hearing a lot of shh. I'm hearing like a lot of shushing. And I'm seeing like the three monkeys with their like, I hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So there's something here where it's like, I said that earlier. You're not surrounding yourself. You're not feeding and consuming things that are going to keep you in this old way of being. So there's a lot of this like new, this changed version of yourself where it's like you're reinventing yourself, or something about like embodying your true identity, your true interests. I'm seeing things like fall away too. Y'all, I'm getting a lot all at once. It's a bit overwhelming. That could be part of it too. Is if you've been holding on to old patterns, old belief systems, old ways of being, it can be really overwhelming if all of a sudden you're just dropping it all. Like if you've been pushed into this energy where like there's been some sort of divine intervention and there's been something to force you into having to be this way, I kind of feel like it's incredibly overwhelming for you. Okay, so that is very important for you to stay grounded. Okay. What are the challenge? What's the challenge here? What's the challenge? Your phone died. I'm back. Yes, agreed. You come first. Hi, Miss Phoenix. Welcome back. Mandy. How you doing, Mandy? Welcome. What's the challenge? Eight of Swords and Seven of Pentacles. Just getting caught up in your head. Okay? Getting caught up in your head. Overthinking situations. That's also something I'm getting here too. Okay? Like I said, I started this whole thing off, like I was talking about how you don't always have to see every single little detail, every step that it is that you're going to take along the way. So it's like that can be the challenge here, is not seeing like where your efforts are growing. It can make you feel stuck and stagnant. So remember that you're not. There's always a way out. There's always... I heard something about a hidden door. I don't even know what that's about either. I don't know what the hell I'm tapping into, y'all. There's some funky side messages coming through. This seems really specific. Give me one more on the Spirit. The Seven of Coins and the Eight of Swords. I'm hearing if there's a will, there's a way. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, that does have a lot to do with like what you're doing here in the physical realm. Okay, so this is finances, or what it is that you're physically doing here in the 3D. Also, listening to other people's judgments. So I don't know if somebody needs to make like a list of things that you need to start telling yourself when somebody wants to naysay you. Like if that's something you get stuck on, you know, like somebody criticizing you and like you're going to be up for the next week at night thinking about this, what this person said, you may need to have like a little list on hand. Or you're going to sit there and you're going to start reciting this shit back to yourself so you can, like, you know, drown out so-and-so from being critical of you. All right. Listen to the energy coming towards the collective. Energy coming towards you. Damn, starting off with justice. The world. What else came out? The Nine of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice, the world, the Nine of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. And then what was this one that flipped over? The Nine of Cups. Okay. Energy coming towards you. Balance, law and order, expressing truth, making a final decision or making a decision. There's a lot about this, like, forging away, forging forward anyway. So this is also representing a cycle that's closing out, okay? We're not in the old way of being. We're not in that era anymore. It's a lot here to do with like expressing a truth. So I don't know if you're finally starting to speak and express yourself more freely, more authentically. As in you have the confidence to like speak up before when you didn't, or say something or agree with something that you weren't necessarily confident with doing before, like out loud. I heard something about being out loud. Yo, I feel like I've tuned into a damn radio station. Anyway, back to this read. I'm hearing a lot of different stuff. Something about stand out. Something about stand out, forge away, forge something. I don't know, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, this perseverance that it is that you've had through this season that it is that's coming to a close, this new one that's beginning, this new cycle, okay, something about some triumphant completion being here. You're persevering through that, okay? That's what has the wheel turning in your favor. So that's what it is that you're working towards. A lot about this karma, too. We've got justice and the Wheel of Fortune being here. That's very karmic cards, both of those. Okay, so this is something like it's something that's been earned, whether it's good or bad. It's in the upright, so I feel like that'd be a good thing. It's bringing a lot of emotional fulfillment, happiness, and joy here. Great Spirit, best and highest messages. What's the overall spiritual advice? Overall spiritual advice. Anderson. Who the hell is Anderson? It's like somebody. Has somebody recently been doing like ghost hunts or like do an EMF? Overall spiritual advice. All right, we've got the Two of Wands, Tower, the Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Page of Pentacles, and the Sun. Whoa. That's awesome. Overall spiritual advice. Just because something didn't work out before and didn't go according to plan doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't meant to be. That's why this divine intervention, this Tower moment, these unexpected things happen, because it's actually coming in to remove blockages to our blessings. So it's like the hardships that it is that you faced was really just removing anything that wasn't authentic, in the sense of like building things on faulty foundations. It was removing the faulty columns, or oh God, what the hell am I trying to say, y'all? Something else you're really trying to take over this whole reading. It's removing the faulty from the what it is that you were trying to build here. It's removing all that so that you can build something that's actually true, something that's actually going to stand, you know, storms and chaos, because that's inevitable. Those things are going to happen. But this has removed something here where you're able to get a blessing, okay? So something that has a lot of potential. All you have to do is show up and nurture it. This is also helping you put yourself back on the throne here, okay? So again, like I was talking about that earlier, where we're living in authenticity. We're being true to ourselves and we're not conforming. You know, you are the author of your own story. You are not allowing other people to narrate or even dictate. Because just because they narrate something doesn't necessarily mean that that's how you're taking action. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in with other people's beliefs or criticisms that we literally will change our mind or change our path or change how it is that we're going about doing something when that's not needed. So there's a lot of this wisdom that's been had here that you've learned along the way. So you know when to stay true to your own plans, when you're not conforming to what other people, especially if it's if it's just not worth it, right? There's a lot about this being aligned with the divine here, divine blessings, divine gifts, and not necessarily mistaking what people who don't have as much, very much importance on your path and in your life, you know, like whatever it is that they say, their opinion. Do they even have the expertise, the knowledge, and the insight, the experience to share with you to have what it is that you're going for? You know? Anyway, the things that it is that you're being offered, the skill sets that it is that you're going to be learning here, or the ones that you're putting to use, is bringing you a lot of success, a lot of happiness. There's a lot of this like free-spirited energy that's come out here too. So it's like just being able to be you in your own skin. A lot about this confidence that it is shining through here. All right. We'll get y'all a couple sassy affirmations. And then we'll read best and highest messages here, Spirit. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? Jason. I don't know who Jason is. I'm hearing Jason about Jason. All right, Spirit. Gonna get sassy for a minute. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? I think I need to quit drinking caffeine before I do these later streams, because I don't know. Damn radio in my head. Now I'm hearing what's she saying? Here, frequency. Iniko. Listen, bitch, don't get so weighed down by your worries that you forget to live. Yes, this is where you're not getting bogged, like the 10 of Wands here. You're not getting so weighed down by other people's crap, their responsibilities, whether that's emotional or physical here, that you forget to embrace your own life, or to live your own life, or celebrate your wins, or just to be happy. Listen, bitch, even flowers go through dirt and shit. Keep blooming, baby. And if you're here, or if this is resonating because you have someone in your life who doesn't want to be supportive, who has to pick apart everything that it is that you do, or how it is that you move, okay, you're going to grow anyway. Keep doing you. Keep blooming. Because you're doing something right and it's threatening to somebody. That's why they're giving you a hard time about it. They're projecting their own incapabilities, or what they feel they're incapable of, onto you. But I feel like you already know that. Listen, bitch. We're all imposters. Just own it. That's another thing. Like, it's okay to just own when you're wrong. It's okay to own if you're being toxic, okay? Everybody wants to, like, shy away, like, they're being so toxic. You know, like, you ain't never been toxic before a day in your life, right? But that's okay. Sometimes that happens. All we gotta do is own it, apologize it, and, you know, make sure we're working to do better in the future. Listen, bitch, just because you had a bad day and maybe you were toxic, it don't make you a shitty person as a whole, okay? I don't know who needed to hear that. Listen, bitch, everything you need to get it done is already inside of you. You already have everything that you need, because you are the it thing. You're the thing. You are the secret sauce. You don't need what that chick over there has, or what Mr. Hooky Dookie over there did. You don't need those things. You have you. You have your own special gifts and talents and path. So you don't have to compare yourself to what's external from you. Listen, bitch, imagine how good it'll feel when you're done. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't quit. Keep going. One more step. One more breath. One more step. One more fight. And listen, bitch, you will get to where you want to be. It's fucking inevitable. And that is so true, too. Think about it. Let's just say you're working on creating something, whatever that thing is. Some of y'all, it's an opportunity to have a certain type of position at a job. For others of you, it's a whole business. For some of you, that's just a new state of being. You know, you're trying to recreate your identity. Okay? Trying to hit a certain goal. You know, maybe you want to have this amount of something by 6 months, right? If you show up every single day, and even if you put 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes into doing said thing, it's inevitable. Eventually you're going to get there. Right? So don't give up. Again, even if that's just 5 minutes. It's okay for you to dedicate that 5 minutes to whatever that is. That was the best you could do. It's the best you could do, but at least you showed up. That's another message I'm getting for somebody too. It's like you're being your own worst enemy because you're scared that the outcome's not going to be what you want it to be, but you got to at least show up. How are you going to know if you don't show up? So somebody that's you're really being urged or encouraged. Encouraged. Thank you, Spirit. You're being encouraged to just show up. That's half the fight. That's half the battle. So I don't know who that's for. All right, y'all. Let's get you a... Let me pull from these decks real quick. Where is it? Right here. Okay. Hi, True Raja. True Raja. I don't know if that's Spanish, English. My Spanish is terrible. All right, Spirit. Best and highest messages here. What do we need to know most now in this moment? What do we need to know most now in this moment? I'm seeing like ladybugs everywhere. Maybe they're Japanese beetles. I can't even tell if this is like... I don't even know why I'm being shown that. Something about... I don't know if somebody's got like an infestation. Maybe I need to look that up. All right, Spirit. Best and highest messages. What do we need to know most right now in this moment? Y'all, somebody's spirit guide is trying to talk to them and they're not getting it, or they're disregarding it or something, because this is relentless, whatever the hell is trying to come through. All right, we got lizard spirit. 3, 8, 11. 11, 11. Provide the J. Raja means king. What language is that? School me. Enlighten me. Learn me something new. 38. All right, lizard spirit. This has got a little bit of like a mandala art on it, so that's really pretty. But this lizard's got like wings on it. Even looks like maybe there's a pearl trying to like... You see that? There's like a... It's like a pearl coming out like an oyster, but really it's a leaf. So I don't know what that... You're still forming. You're still being molded. There's like a jewel on its back. I don't know if y'all can see that. Right there. It looks like it's in the place of the heart. So there's something that's significant about your heart chakra. Okay, oracle message. When was the last time you basked in the sun and allowed yourself to daydream, to imagine what might be and who you might become? Lizard spirit appears when you're called to let your imagination flow and dream something new. Inspiration is available to you now if you're willing to slow down and let your eyes close a little, allowing ideas to dance in your head. What might come into being if you were to pursue your dream? How might you grow and expand if you allowed yourself to dare to believe in the impossible, making it possible first in your dreaming mind and then in the world as you co-create with spirit? Given to the power of imagination, and so your dream will become clearer. The steps will reveal themselves, and what was ephemeral will begin to coalesce into form. Dream it and be it. Spirit asks you to dare to dream big. Here's your protection message. Have you been allowing your imagination to run amok and dream up a nightmare that seems to have come true? Fear not, for whatever dreaming you did in the past can change today as you dream anew. Wake up from the perception that everything is wrong. Lizard spirit asks you to open your eyes and consciously dream a better dream. What would it look like to already have what you desire and be the one you wish to be? How might it feel to work towards co-creating this new dream as a reality in the world of the senses, drawing it out of the world of dreams and building it in the world of form? Trust in your ability to dream anew and honor it today. Yeah, something's still being molded. So just because you don't see it in its full form just yet, or you're not seeing yourself in full form just yet, remember, you're just still being molded. Trust the process. All right, give me one from this deck real quick. We're going to pull one from the Threads of Fate. And then I got to get on these personal readings, y'all. I got the line open. As of right now, there's 3 people in line. That's a nice message here, Spirit. You can go to stan.store/Lady Spiritual or the link in bio if y'all want to get in line. What do we need to know most right now? What do we need to know most right now? Try that one more time. It's way too many cards. I want you to think a minute. I want you to close your eyes and think about something that it is that you need an answer for. All right, Spirit. Aligning with the energy. What do we need to know most right now at this time? Okay. The Alchemist. Ooh. I haven't got this card in a long, long time. What does it say? Are you as intrigued as I am? Alchemist. 88. Synchronicities. Okay, the Alchemist. This indicates a time of metamorphosis. It's a call to view everything in your current life as an opportunity for growth. Right now is a potent time to plant the seeds of what you want to invite in. It's also a reminder that our thoughts are incredibly powerful. We may not feel like we have a lot of control over our lives, but we can work hard at changing our thought patterns to ones that empower us. Yeah. We can't control the first thought, but we can control all the thoughts after that one. Hey, thanks for the love. Someone loving like back to you times 10. Thank you for helping raise the vibration. Thank you for being here. Whatever they are given, the alchemist is able to transmute. They may have a handful of bad ingredients, but they are able to make magic with what they have. It can be a long process, but they hold a vision for the final product while continuing to show up in their negative situation and slowly work at transmuting it. Remember we say alchemize the situation? Someone who is in the shadow of alchemists may not believe in themselves. They may have both a fear of failure and a fear of success, keeping them paralyzed in their current situation. They can also minimize situations and keep their true feelings inside as opposed to getting them out and moving on. The key to being an alchemist is naming what is happening so you can work with it. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So you're working with what it is that you got. I just heard making mountains out of molehills, but in a good sense. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for popping in and hanging out with me. This one was a weird one. I know I'm already getting started later than I wanted to. And I really just jumped into our astrological energies for the week. So if y'all want to go back and watch that, I did give a brief little summary of each of the zodiacs and how they can be using this transit of Neptune entering Aries with their sun sign, or really anywhere in your chart is how it's affecting those energies, those zodiacs per se. So if y'all want to go back and watch that, I'll have the replay up as soon as I possibly can. Again, I've got personal readings that are currently open. Let me see. I think it's just 3 in line. It was fun though. Thank you for being here. Yeah, y'all, this one too, if you're just popping in, I got a lot of weird things coming through. Like, something really wanted to, like, overtake this whole reading. So, I don't know. It doesn't... It could even be 2 things going on at once as well. So, it's almost like someone's trying to, like, force themselves to be heard, or like they're wanting to communicate with you. So I'm not sure if this is like someone in your actual physical vicinity or if this is more like spiritual in nature. And there's another energy here that's like been trying to get your attention and trying to get you to hear them, like get some sort of like message across. I don't know if this is through the dream state. I don't know if this is just through signs or like that tingling feeling that you get in your gut when something's off or something. If somebody's not listening. So anyway, take it as it resonates. But either way, yeah, we've got 3. Jennifer, Daphne, and Carla Joe for express readings. Okay. Hi, y'all. How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'll try. I got here late. Live always there. Will be replay, but I never find it with anyone. So you're probably the only reader I keep up with live on IG. Oh, really? Well, thank you. That's an honor. Thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning in when you can. I usually post the link to my stories. So when I get it uploaded, I usually give y'all a heads up and I post it to my story highlights. So here, if you click on my profile picture, usually it takes you to my stories, and I include the link. That way you can just click the link and it takes you to the video. Now, if you go to my profile on YouTube, usually you have to you click on the channel, enter into the channel, and then you see most recently posted. You have to click on the little tabs up at the top. So I just posted I just did a live over there with all signs readings. The only thing is I got cut out right at the ass into Capricorn and it wouldn't let me connect again. So I was having issues with that. So I don't have Pisces and Aquarius on that read. So I'll get y'all again when I do all signs. I'll take some extra time and pull y'all some extra cards on that one. By the way, y'all, those of you that have been leaving your Zodiac in the comments, I've been keeping up with it. So that's how I'm doing all signs this week is I'm counting all the different Zodiacs that commented, and I'm going in order of who commented the most. That way I can kind of, that's my way of giving back for y'all participating and engaging with the content and things like that. And that's my way of giving back. So I'll do the Zodiacs that commented the most first. And we'll just go through the line that way. But anyway, I'll see y'all again in a few minutes. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love y'all so much. Keep shining bright.